And you are passionate about human resources and human developing. You wrote also many books. You are an author. Can you explain us a little bit about your work?
Yes. Convoy, I am exactly at Elefantina Genziana, and I am in Damanhur from 98, as Gnomo told you before. And I am a researcher in most of all about inner and outside communication. So I like a lot to research about human being, human relationship. And about that and about the Damanhurian items, I wrote 13 books that were published in English. There is, I was thinking just now that in English for now, we have only Inner Personalities. That is a book that is speaking about the many voices we have inside of us. And so just a little bit. I am a writer also, and I am also the leader, the director of the daily newspaper we have in Damanhur.
Of course, because you are also a journalist. Yes. So tonight we are here together because, of course, thanks to your very long experience about that topic, to investigate together what means to create a secret space. Because all the people all around the world, they want to, in some way, to add a value to the space where, for example, they are living, the house, the places, the woods. And so as a Damanhurian, we have a very long experience in terms of create special places. For example, it's very well known all around the world, the Temples of Humankind we have is a place we dig into the mountain, we dig inside the mountain. And thanks to our researches, thanks also about the heritage we received from Falco Trassaco, our master, we found a way to make it sacred. Okay, so tonight we are playing together about what it means to make it sacred, what it means to make a place sacred. If we look at the history of humankind, maybe we can have two different examples. For example, in the very ancient version of the Bible, in the Hebrew version, when in the Hebrew version, in the Old Testament, it talks about sacred spaces. Sacred is always something divided from the rest. So the sacred is something that is not public, is a sort of divided place, usually is a ring. In other tradition is something like the opposite. For example, in the Italian, in the Italic tradition, after Christ, the name is sacred, come from sac oro, sacred, sac oro, that means connected to God. So a sacred place is, from some tradition, a place that is divided from the human. And in other traditions, the sacred is a place connected to God. So it's a special place, it's a special place. Tonight, together, we are playing about the idea about how we can make sacred a place. So the first question I have to you is, what is the Damanhurian solution to make a place sacred?
I will start from another point of view. In my opinion, I want to add something to what you explained before about the history of this kind of spaces, because in my opinion, it's not so divided one from the other of the two theory you told before. Because really, in every place in the world, in every ancient times, in what is my study, the people were looking to have a connection with spiritual parts without having something that was connected to material, but just to be flowing with the divine spark and divine parts. And for that reason, also in sacred places that were built during the time, during the ages, later happened that there was the holy place, the most important part of temples that was divided from the other people, but was to protect this very, very holy part. So it's separated, but was because has to be really pure, and not having frequencies that could make problem for that spiritual part. So that is the reason. So it was that we know in our teaching that from the beginning, human beings started to have two particular way to have this contact, to realize a sacred place, that were one altars in which they have the opportunity to offer without doing anything else, offer parts of the animals, offer parts of the plants, offer something to the divine forces. So also to enter in contact with them, with the elements, with the environment, with everything, without having nothing that was for material reasons. And the other one were menhir, so the stones, just
like
antennas, just realized to have this contact. It
is also very similar to altars, because the altars is always not into the ground, but is always some meter up to the ground.
So, and that were also used for, of course, it depends from the environment, natural environment in which the people were, but also they started having trees as temples. Trees. So columns arrived very after, because they were coping in places where there were less free trees, to realize a special builded trees forest made with columns. So they were coping the trees. I mean that forests are the first sacred place in which people were used to go to pray, to have this contact. And most of all is a way to enter in contact with all the natural things that are around us and also inside us. So also to have contact with plants, with vegetables, with subtle beings that are everywhere. That was really the beginning, and is what in every place in the world the tribes started to have this contact with the nature. Just was a thanksgiving also, because they were, and we are always also, if we forget usually that, we are inside a great spiritual being world, and we have to remember that we have connection with everything. So that was really important in human being. And that is the same principle that in Damanhur we started to collect. For the same reason, we have also different kinds of temples, and one is really important, that is the vegetable temples, that has started exactly in the same way, with big stones and with altars dedicated to elements and dedicated to the different forces. So that to have a special place, somewhere where you don't have to do anything else that take care of that contact, was starting, and this is really important. And everywhere you can do also the same, of course. Taking care, first of all, is pay attention to what is around you, pay attention to the subtle creatures, pay attention and be grateful for all the elements and what is happening. And so you enter in contact and you remember that you are just one, and we are human being, only one of the many beings that are living creatures in the planet.
Very nice, very interesting. We started to have questions also from Jenny. We have a question, but before I want to also to point out something about what you said, because talking about trees, in many traditions, for example, in the Celtic tradition, trees is the same aspect we have into a temple when we talk about pillars.
Exactly.
So the tree in some way is a way to connect something that is down with something that is up. So there is not a real division, as you said, but there is a connection between the absolute, between God, and something that is down into the relatives, humans and other species. So Jenny, she said something very interesting, because she said, why we dig into a mountain to build a temple? Why we chosen to create the temple underground?
There are several reasons. One is that underground is not so easy to find. It's also not so easy.
It's more secret, and
more
so
secret, and also it's really difficult also to realize it. But most of all, it was because we needed also to reach some points in which human being never had do anything. So really
never
pure,
touched.
really pure, pure place. And to the synchronic lines that are very important flowing channel of energy that are connected the universe with living creatures. So was a point in which 4 big synchronic lines of the planet met. So is really a special part we wanted to connect to, and was the reason, one of the principal reasons why we were there, because we wanted to really build in somewhere that holy spaces, holy temples everywhere in the world and the ages were built nearby synchronic lines, because it's a place where you can connect with the energy of the universe.
Okay, so following your answer to Jenny, can you say that a temple in some way is also an engine, is also a dashboard that can help human beings to do something?
It's an engine for sure. It's a technical, very technical place, because every place, every point, every particular detail has a reason inside the real temple. There are reasons like alchemists always have done, and also the art, alchemical art everywhere was connected with this knowledge. So every detail in a temple, how much could be simple or complex, has a meaning, an important meaning, that is to manage the energy as you want. But I would like to go to another subject before going on, if you
please.
Know me, because I wanted to explain also that each one of us has a temple, that is our body, because we have the spiritual part.
So you are saying that not only a building, but also a body can be a temple.
A body, exactly the same. So this connection from material and spirituality has to be, if we want to have a path of evolution in which we can connect with the universe and we can evolve, we need to have these parts connected. And our body is our temple. So the first thing, as I told you before, to take care, to be grateful to whatever you have around you in the nature, also you have to take care of your own temple. So it's very important because it's the place in which you host your spark, divine spark. And it's very, very important to take care to the spiritual part and to take care of the house, the home of this space. And so it's important how you live, how you dress, how you eat, how you take care with healing, how you really appreciate your body and respect it and manage it in a really important way with consciousness. That is very important. So first of all, the first thing is take care of you as a temple. And remember that you have a spiritual part inside of you. And this is a body, like a temple is a body, to have this spiritual technology. And is a way in which you can start to manage things, to change things, because you are conscious of what you're doing.
So at least also if we are not in a place where we have a temple, we always as us as a temple. I remember that Falco was listing many times during the Damanhurian history, was listing the Damanhurian temples. So the eighth one was always the body in terms of the center of everything, because we are the people that are giving meaning to everything, also to a sacred space.
Yes, and it's a perfect, incredible creature we are. So the nature everywhere is perfect, and also there are rules. The sacred geometry is the same we have in our body. The proportion we have is perfect. It's a gold rule that is the same that was applied in every place, architectonic and arts, everywhere to build sacred place. Is copying from our body.
This is also the way we used to, in order to design the Temple of Humankind. For example, every hole into the temple is related to a body organ.
Yeah.
And also, in some way, the Temple of Humankind is used as an engine also to heal, specific healing in specific places on the temple.
Yes, every place is dedicated to different functions. And in each temple, also in ancient time, there were temples dedicated to dream, dedicated to healing, dedicated to inspiration, and so on. And also in our temples, we have several different functions that could be, of course, combined one with the other, but they are specific. So you have to know really what you are doing inside. And another thing very important for me is that we don't consider the prayer a way to ask. That is usually done in, for example, in Catholic religion, also in other religion. But if you have this concept of spirituality, you are not asking, you are doing, managing what you can to be respecting. And so the laws of the universe are going in the perfect flowing that is calling synchronicity, that is helping you. So you have to respect them and to use the laws of the universe, to be conscious of that. This is to be really a spiritual act, spiritual action. So it's your and our own responsibility what we are doing and what we are realizing. So we don't pray to us, but we pray to thanks for what we have. A lot of resources we have around and inside us.
Amazing, amazing. Miki is asking a question. She said, of course, when she is entering to, for example, into a forest, into a sacred, into wood, she feels that sacred feeling because the trees, the place, the green, we know that green color is a specific color that creates a sort of very healthy balance. But what if we are into an apartment, for example, into a city, into a place where there is a lot of noise, a lot of other frequencies that are creating noise? So it's a very practical question from Nikki. Miki says, how we can make it sacred, our apartment?
So first of all,
can you say something about that?
Yes, sure. You know that also there are many ancient knowledge that were lost a lot, where
you can give us some trick.
Arrived to clean in energetic way when something happened that is bad in some place. How do you call, I don't know in English, but there are people that were also in Catholic religion, there are that go and take care of taking off the part that they consider devil. But it's a different thing. When you enter in a place where people were suffering, you can perceive this energy that stay, and is like to have dirty places. Dirty is not only cleaning in physical way, but also in energetic way.
In energetic way.
And also, you say you can perceive that both in good and bad situations. So, for example, there are places in which you enter and you say, "Oh, wow, I feel really nice here. I feel well. I would like to stay because I am recovering myself."
Because the place
here.
is clean.
Clean, energetical, clean. You feel that, you can perceive it. In other places, it's not. So first thing is to take your place clean in also energetic way. And we also do rituals. We also clean in this way, purify in this way our houses every year. All Damanhurians do. Also, if we don't have bad things, but it's just to have a spring way to clean also, not only the house, but also
spring cleanings.
Yes. And so is to take care of that. There are special rituals, but also if you cannot ask to someone who is specialized in that, as we can do, you can also just do with incense, with using soft and deep music. Also the sounds, the kind of music is, of course, giving different vibration and different frequency in the place. And also, as you said before, you told before about colors. Colors are really important also. Each color has a different frequency. So also to have in harmony, also Feng Shui is teaching how to manage, how to put the object and the places in a way that you are flowing inside good frequencies and balance. So to take care of what you have to really have only objects that are functional, but also nice, that has good frequencies, that are well done, that are not just to consume something or to use something, but they can also give you something in an artistical and energetic way. That is very, very important. So every place, everything must be thought. So never leave something in disorder, in confusion, dirty, but always really taking care of everything. Every detail is important. If you take care in this way, for sure the environment change. Then you can start when everything is connected with this kind of thought and feeling and emotion. With your heart, you're doing the things, not in any way, but just thinking to everything you are doing. Then you can start also to use prayers also, to use music, to use poetry. And so you can create a place in which the frequencies are higher and higher and higher. And could be also very, very nice to have, as I always told about the temples, different functions. You have to realize that the kitchen is the temple for the food that is very important, basic for your inner temple, for your body. So must be the temple in which you take care of your body or of your temple. Another place is the temple in which you take care of your good rest, dreams, how you dream, how you sleep is very important also. So you need to have rest to take care of you in the correct time, correct moment. Also that one. So your way to act in your daily life change because you are more conscious of that. And then you can have also a place just reserved when you can go to have your meditation. You can do different kind of meditation, yoga, whatever you want. If you have a special place, that became more and more and more dedicated to that, and the frequency are always higher.
So in a nutshell, we can say that first of all, we have to clean our house, not only in the physical way, yeah, but also in the spiritual way. And second, you said using music, using colors, we can give a meaning, we can give a frequency. We can, in some way, we can put the frequency of the house in the direction we like. And third, we have to give a meaning to every place. So nothing, all the places, they have not to be forgotten.
Exactly.
So but dedicated to a specific function. So giving a meaning, we are in some way activating the place.
Exactly.
So your house must be inside your, your consciousness. You don't have to forget places in your house.
And to take care to give harmony, always harmony. That is very, very important. So to avoid bad words, bad fighting, or everything that can break this harmony, and take care of that.
Yes, Carmen is writing us, so cleaning outside space remind me of our inner space. So there is a sort of relationship between the outside and the inner space. So we have to play between inside and outside. And we have to be conscious about this strong relationship between everything that is inside us and also everything that is outside us.
Exactly. So take care of what is your feeling every time, and be conscious of what you are acting, reacting, and doing, because it's influencing also the environment.
Yeah, and Carmen is also pointing up that she said, is there a connection between natural spirits like gnomes, elves, and so on?
You are specialized.
Like me. And the frequencies, or for example, diseases, problems. So maybe we can point up the relationship between a clean space and the presence of natural spirits.
Yes, also another thing very important for these creatures is to have plants. They like a lot to have plants, and they like a lot to stay in harmonic places. If they are not harmonic, and if there are not living creatures as plant has, they don't stay very frequently there. They like to stay outside in the nature, when is good nature, of course. So every kind of nature has different kind of substitute creatures and spirits, or whatever you want to call them. There are a lot of differences, but they like if you take care of that. And also if you respect them, if you respect all the creatures, animals, plants, and so on, they can perceive this, and they like this kind of thoughts and energy, and they are there. And they take care also, for sure, to help you. If they are dedicated to that, they maybe are not really connected with us in a specific way, with illness or something like that. Maybe they are not. They have their own life, but they can be combined.
So maybe in some way we can say this place where we are living as human is not our own space, but is a space we share with other intelligences, with other creatures like natural spirits.
Yes, for sure.
So, and we have to remember that in order to make it sacred, we have to remember that we are sharing the space with other creatures.
Exactly. Also, we
are hosts, like others.
We are hosts, exactly. We are also of the planet and also of them. And so at the beginning of Damanhur, we started immediately having this relationship with these subtle beings.
We create an agreement.
And we created an agreement, exactly. And we reconfirm this agreement
many times,
because we ask them to help us for our agriculture, our food and giving. And so we thanksgiving them because they are helping us, and we remember that are basic for our health and life. And also we give them also good places without smoke. For example, another thing is not smoking. Smoking is really damaging the subtle beings, the vegetables, and everyone. So we don't want that no one is allowed to smoke in our territories, also outside, because we don't want to create this not good field for them.
To destroy frequencies.
Exactly. So is a way in which you are building with your conscious way everything, and you enter in contact. For us, it's very, very important to have contact with this kind of creatures like him.
Gnomes. Yes. So maybe we can recap that also the idea of to be part of an ecosystem is very important in order to create a sacred space. To remember that we are visitors, like many other species of the same planet. So we are sharing the space, and
we have the responsibility.
And we have the responsibility in order to make it clean, also in terms of thought, not only in terms of physical pollution.
And we have the responsibility for the planet, how we manage with all this environment, because we are the creature that can easily destroy everything, or we can easily use in a balanced way. That's nature does.
So it means that to make a place sacred, we have to be involved also into a very deep aspect of a spiritual path, to remember every day that we have to learn, that we have to evolve, that we have to manage with our human action and reactions, because every reaction, every thought can destroy frequencies. So we have to understand every day how to come back to the balance. And I think this is one aspect that we, as Damanhurian, we face every day, because we've chosen to put together a spiritual path with a daily life, because every one of us is working, is, do everything we have to do as human. Many Damanhurians, they live into a city, very busy cities, but they are working every day in order to find a way to come back to the balance, in order not to destroy, because we have a lot of power, because we have a lot of power because of our thought.
Exactly. So the way to pray, the best way to pray is to act in a conscious and responsible way.
This is very important, to act into a responsible way.
Yeah.
So there is not the idea of something that is good, something that is bad, but to take the responsibility about everything you're doing with your own consciousness.
Exactly.
To be conscious about what you're doing.
So you are nourishing your spark, divine spark you have inside of us, in front of you, and so we can really become religious in the spiritual way. So contacting, entering, flowing in a mystical, exactly. And so our temple and everything is like this. We act as we are always in a temple, and always with divine creatures everywhere around us. So
wow.
Respecting.
Amazing. So we have to do some,
But maybe we are just going out from the spaces, but the spaces, the ritual spaces, sacred spaces are places in which we take care of that. Most of all, first of all, just to speak what we can do in everyday life, in everywhere, as you asked before. Then, of course, you can, if you have technology, magic, and so on, you can really build. If you have a synchronic line, you can build a church, you can build something exactly for this reason in the same places in the world. Always, they rebuilt different cultures, conquered the places, and rebuilt over different churches, always in the same place, because was a place just dedicated to this contact with the energy and synchronic lines. So to move what you can do with this contact. So with technology and knowledge, you can also build different kinds of temples. In Daman, we have really different kinds of temples outside vegetal temples. That is very, very important. That is strictly connected with the Temples of Humankind, that is so known, that is underground, and they have the same halls, they are connected, they have the same function outside and inside. So also connected with all the nature, all the trees and so on, and with all the planet also. And then we have different kind of temples and different kind of sacred space also in different parts of the world. We have ritual circles, we have prayer halls, we have different kinds of temples, also build spirals and circuits are way to have meditation in moving meditation, not always to stay there. There are different ways also to use these parts. And it depends from the function in which you are. And we have the open temple, that is another kind, that is with columns as the forest, the ancient forest.
The capital.
Exactly. And then we have really everywhere different kind of temples, but you can start from the beginning, yourself, your body, and your house.
I want to, because you touched it, I want to ask you something more about the sacred wood and the circuits in the sacred wood, because you are an expert. You wrote also you did a lot of researches about the different circuits, but before I want to add another question, is still from Carmen. Carmen is asking something very interesting, because yesterday I shared with Genziana a video about an Italian researcher that was talking about artificial intelligence, AI. She's asking about the relationship between sacred spaces, also the sacred path, and artificial intelligence. So is the artificial intelligence an enemy or something that is danger for our evolution? Can I start the topic, because I'm also involved into this research. As the Damanhurian, we think that the artificial intelligence is not the real problem, because the artificial intelligence is based on something that is still not able to achieve a divine spark. So a spiritual element that can give the real power. So until now, the artificial intelligence is not the real problem, we think. We think that the real problem is how human being is developing this aspect, like many other aspects. So how we, as human, we choose to use the artificial intelligence as a sort of prosthesis, for example, like we use Safika in Damanhur, or if we choose to substitute the human being with artificial intelligence. Because until now, the artificial intelligence is not able to have a free will. That is, it's nice because the free will is powerful, but human being has a free will. So we can choose to destroy the planet, for example. So from our point of view, and I will ask you what you think about that, that maybe the dangerous one is human being until today. What do you think about it?
I agree totally with you. Also because always there is nothing that is really dangerous itself. Is how you manage,
like
how
a gun.
You use it.
Yeah,
like a gun, like everything. So it depends how we are using that. Also discovering energy, how we are using energy and how we are creating to do what. So also when we say it's researching because we can help medicines, researchers, so could be really credible, but in other cases could be really terrible and dangerous. So it depends from how we are so clever and to use responsibility for a positive sense and to a positive direction for all the environment and for ourselves, and not in a crazy way. That is, the crazy people are really dangerous.
Yes. So, Genziana, talking about sacred spaces, always the people, they think about temples. And almost all the temples all around the world are designed, are made to still inside the temple, to meditate, to pray. We have in Damanhur also temple, and I'm talking about the circuits in the sacred wood, where you have not only to still, you have not only to meditate, but you have to act. For example, you have to walk into specific different circuits. Can you talk a little bit more about this different way to pray and to be inside the sacred space, walking, acting?
But they are really specific, but also the spiral that could be
the spirals
in everywhere in
yes,
the world.
Of
I
course.
want to remember that there are really many.
Oh, we have many spirals all around the world.
Damanhur spirals all over the world that are a way and a place in which everyone can, if you have a space that is with a fence that is reserved, no one can enter, and if it's specific, you can, in your own land, you can ask to do that. We can give the instruction and the preparation to realize.
So
and it's a way
people can build a spiral.
Can build spirals with the specific rules we have to use because are in magic technology.
Yes.
So as I said, every space, every corner, every measure has a meaning and has a function. As when you build everything in which you use energy, you have to do the correct circuit, of course, to be functional. So it's possible to do it, and it's a way in which you can walking, you are moving your substance places, your microlines, we say, that are energetic channel we have in our body that are the same of the synchronic lines for the planet and the universe, and they are different kind of energy and that are moving with our Adonaiba that are like chakras, and so you are moving energy in different levels. So you move your body, and while you are moving your body in a conscious way, you are moving also your subcell parts. So you are really using a movement way to meditate. And there are different functions that can be activated with these spirals and circuits. For example, you can have also inspiration for your body, for your, if you have a sickness or something like that, but you can also improve your dream, your ability to dream, and most of all, to also clean your energetic fields and to use them in a more conscious way. So it's a way to research. There are really a lot of function you can have and you can do with that to discover, to research. So it's very also nice, and it's a different way exactly from what we are thinking. Meditate is just staying, sitting down. Also could be, but not only.
Yes. Stephen is also asking something about the artificial intelligence. So he's asking if there is a way for us to direct the artificial intelligence into a direction that is harmonious with the evolution of human being. I think that Damanhur is working in this direction for many years. Our approach is to, in order to support the evolution of the planet, is to do something very practical, because we have to repeat it, more than the artificial intelligence, what is important is how human being is coloring, is directing the evolution of the planet. And the evolution is something that happens every day. So the approach of everyone, from our point of view, is very important. Would you like to add something about it?
No, I say that I suppose that also in Damanhur we are asking ourselves how we can manage that, and we are moving also with a magic way to create this responsibility. We never say this is not to do. We want to help people, human being, to do with conscious way what they are doing. That is for everything we do. never we say this is good, this is bad, because we don't know really, but we want to have more harmony in what we are doing.
So not the tool, but how we use the tool. Yeah.
To also increase, to help people to have ideas and creativity to use the researches in a correct way.
Yes. For example, today they are using also artificial intelligence in order to heal specific disease. So there is also a very, very interesting, a very good way to use the artificial intelligence is always, a balance. As Damanhurian, but also as everyone all over the world, the everyday life action is very important because this is powerful. Looking at the past, and as Damanhurian, we did it, we also understood, for example, what is the relationship between the changes around the planet and the amount of people. And what we discovered is that the planet Earth always changed, not because of huge amount of people, but because of small amount of people with a very focused idea. So we don't need many people all around the world that has a specific idea, but we need maybe few people, but with a powerful thought in order to change the planet.
In many places all around the world.
In many places.
Having this lighter, and people who are inspiring and researching in correct way for everything, so we can contaminate with a network of good feelings and good research.
The word network of many dots,
exactly,
that they can change smoothly, but constantly this situation.
Can change the world for everything. We think that this is a solution.
Genziana, I want to ask you, if you like, to do a very simple meditation for us, a few minutes, if you like, in order to help every one of us to enter a little bit more in this dimension of secret and secret spaces. Would you like to do something? Okay. Thank you very much.
How long has to be?
A few minutes, as you like.
Okay. So I don't know who
we do it every time.
Yes, but I didn't know before. So.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's okay. I am used to do that. So I don't know how you are and how many you are, in which place you are, but I suggest you to, if you can, close your eyes and be comfortable, lying or sitting down, if you can. And start to be conscious of your breathing. Just pay attention of what is happening. The oxygen is entering in your nose and reach every part of your body. And while you are putting your conscious way, following your breathing, you are starting to be more responsible of what you are doing. So inhale from the nose and exhale through the mouth, slowly, in a conscious way, deeply and slowly. And while you are doing that, you can remember that each cell of your body is reached by this breathing. Through the blood, every part has nourishment, oxygen, and is reached in every moment of your life. So breathe consciously and be conscious of the precious parts that you have inside your body. Start to thank your feet. They are so important. They bring you everywhere, every day, from a long time. So thank them for the being with you. And leave them that you can relax them while you are breathing consciously, thinking to them. You know how many million creatures we host in our body, really million and million. There is a big complexity. We are a big spiritual and physical system, and each of them is living. And we are changing our body every minute. So we are never the same. So be conscious of how complex you are and how the nature is giving you this opportunity every day. So thanks to your feet and also your legs. Think to them just now and leave them having a relax now. The blood is flowing and you can stay better with a conscious position of how complex you are. And then you can leave these thoughts and consciousness going in other parts of you, your stomach, your belly. And thanks all the organs, how many parts you have inside that are allowing you to live. Every day they work for you. So thanks them. Be conscious of them. And also your back. Your back. Relax. Is sustaining you every day and also now. But you can relax the lower part, the middle part, the upper part, the shoulders, and your neck. Usually, you give them a lot of tensions, a lot of work. So relax them, just with your conscious breathing, conscious breathing. And take care now to your hands. How many things you do with them, how many ability you have, because they are really precious, really precious. Can you imagine how they are? Can you feel how they feel now? The temperature, the form, the shape. Okay. The color of your skin. And your arms. And your face. Do you know how many muscles you have just in your face? Millions. And when you smile, you use a lot of them. Smile. Smile is the best way to be always young and to use your strength, your force in the best way, giving harmony to yourself, first of all, and to all the others around you. If you smile, you are giving to the universe harmony. So smile. Be conscious that it is possible to influence in a good way your feelings and the other feelings, just giving smiles everywhere to each one, and first of all, to you. So promise yourself every morning while you are in front of the mirror, washing your face, your teeth, to smile to you. Smile, and smile before going to bed, to sleep, because smiling is good everywhere and is the best way to take care of your temples and to the other temples. And now you can go back. Feel, perceive how your body is different now, how your energy is different now, and was really easy, and you can do it wherever and whenever you want. So reopen your eyes with a big smile to the universe and to yourself.
Wow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We entered into the main temple, the body. So, okay, it's time to stop. Thank you very much, Elefantina, to be here with us. It was amazing because we had the chance to touch many aspects of this topic. We also, into the chat, we put a lot of links. We have to say thanks also to Bertuccia Bietola, that it is doing the direction of the call. Thank you very much for every one of you for your questions, and see you next time.
Con voi.
Con
Grazie.
voi.